Hi, I'm Sarah Delaney with One Big Happy Yarn Company, and we are back for episode 2 of our macrame series. Emma Villaneda is here, and she's going to teach us how to make this adorable banner. If you haven't yet picked up your kit, head over to onebighappy.com. You can grab your kit, which has the cording that you need and your pattern for all 3 of the patterns in this series, all 3 of the projects that we're making here in that one kit. So you're going to get this one big roll of cotton cord, and it's enough to make all of our projects.
That makes your life so much easier. That's so nice. And they have a variety of colors, so you get to pick your favorite color and make the projects in your favorite color.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. So why don't you get us started,
Yes,
Emma?
let's get started. This is one of my favorite projects, the macrame banner. You're of course going to need whatever cording you have purchased, a good pair of scissors, and then you need either a comb or a brush to brush out the fringe at the end. All right, so we're gonna get started with our 60-inch cord. This is gonna be the top of the banner, and then we're gonna have 10 30-inch cords, which you're gonna need 10 of them per triangle.
Okay.
So we're gonna be making one today. We're gonna take our longest strand, the 60-inch, and just fold it in half to find the middle. And this is where we're gonna put our first banner, or our first triangle. We're gonna go ahead and tape this to our surface just to give it more security while we're tying our knots. Okay, now we have our 60-inch cord secured to our table. We're gonna next grab our 10 30-inch cords, and we're gonna be tying all of these to this section using the Lark's head knot. If you were with us when we made the coaster, you learned the reverse Lark's head knot, and it's pretty much the same thing. You're gonna fold it in half, but instead of putting instead of putting the loop under, you're gonna put the tail ends under.
Okay.
So just the opposite, and then you're gonna feed it through its own loop, and then pull that snug all the way up to the top. And we're gonna do that with all 10 30-inch strands.
Oh, your knots are so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Stop,
Practice.
stop. I don't do this for a living or anything. Stop.
This knot makes sense to me.
Yeah, and you can already see in the finished product, this is creating that top row of the triangle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so this is, you did say this earlier, this is the cord that all the triangles hang on.
Yes.
Okay. Now my brain has mapped
Super
what we're
simple.
doing. Sometimes there's that thing where you're working on a new project and you're not sure what's happening and you really want to understand what's happening before you do the thing, but you really need to do the thing before you
You can't really fake it till you make it. Yeah, you gotta just, figure it out.
Sometimes you gotta trust the process, and that will help you to understand what you're doing.
And as you tie each of these strands, you're gonna wanna make sure that they're all secure and they're all right next to one another.
So far, that's happening.
Yeah, so far so good.
So far, so good. Little flashbacks from my Girl Scout years are trickling up. The lady that I learned from lived in an A-frame house, and I'd never been in an A-frame house before. So that is like tied to those memories in my head.
Should we have recreated that on set?
No. But I haven't thought about it in 35 years.
That's funny. All right, and do remember that as you tie these, the best part of macrame is if you mess up, it's just a knot, so you can go ahead and untie it and try it again until it looks correct.
Yeah, these are probably the prettiest, most easy to take apart knots I've ever made.
Yeah, you are killing it.
Yay!
Okay, now we have our 10 beautiful Lark's head knots tied. We're gonna move right into the middle section of our banner. This is created by tying square knots, and this is super simple. You're gonna be using 4 cords in your square knot. So I'm gonna start on my left-hand side, grouping 4 off. The 2 center strands of your square knot are always gonna stay still. You're gonna take your left cord and make a 4 and place that on top. And then your right cord is gonna go under and through the loop of that left cord. And before you pull it all the way, stop. I'm just kidding.
I got ahead of you.
Before you pull it all the way through, you just wanna feed that left cord through the right loop.
Ah.
So we're crossing over and then threading through one another's loop. You're gonna pull these and shimmy them all the way up to the top. And then we're gonna do the same thing, but on the opposite side. So we're gonna take the right knot, the right cord, make a 4. The left now is going to go under and through that loop, and then we're going to make sure this end goes through that loop. Again, pulling them and sliding them up to the top.
This makes so much
Square
more.
knot!
This
Ta-da!
makes so much more sense in my brain than the half knot that we were doing.
The
on
double
the
half.
coasters. Yeah, this, or maybe it's just because we did the coasters and now this makes more sense. To me.
You're a pro. And we're going to move all the way across the first row. There's going to be a total of 5 square knots. Again, just grouping off 4 cords and then tying your square knot. Left cord on top, your 2 center cords staying still. Right's going to go under, and then they're going to make sure we go through one another's loops. And then pulling and securing all the way to the top.
Oh, I like this.
And then switching with your right on top, left under, going through, and then pulling to the top. And I'm pulling these, I'll say taut, not like super firm, not super loose, but pulling them all the same amount of tightness. What's the word? Yeah.
Oh, I'm super happy at this point in this project.
Yes.
My work looks like Emma's.
So beautiful.
At this point in the coaster, my work does not look like Emma's. You can go back and watch the coaster episode anytime you need to. There'll be a link up above for you. Yeah, this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this clicks in my brain.
And you're going to know that you're doing it correctly when you have 5 square knots on the first row. So if you get to the end and you have like a stray strand or, 1 square knot's looking funky, just untie and go back to your original square knots.
Yeah.
We have finished our first row. We have 5 complete square knots. Every time you complete a row, you're going to take your 2 outermost strands and you're going to put those aside.
Okay.
In your second row, you're going to have 4 square knots, and then you're going to put 2 aside. And every time you put 2 aside, that's equaling 1 square knot. So it's going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, creating that triangle shape in the project. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So this was our first row. That's the 5.
Yes.
Then you can see that shape because we're taking 1 full square knot out. For
Correct.
every row.
Yes. So we're taking those 2 out, and then we're going to continue with the square knot pattern, placing 2 strands in the center, putting that left over the top, the right will go under, and then feeding through one another's loops. And the second row will have 4.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
She says after she struggled during the coaster episode. She being me.
Hey, we're not pointing fingers here.
It's all good. Everybody has a different learning curve.
It's true. And this is a lot of knots to learn all at once, so.
Be gentle with yourself. You didn't know this before. It's brand new to you. No matter how much you think you know, or how much you do actually know, this is brand new.
So for our square knot, we're going to group 4 cords. We're going to keep our center 2 cords still. We're going to place that left cord on top, making a 4, taking our right cord underneath the middle 2 and threading it through on top of that left cord. And then we're going to take our original left cord and thread it through that loop. And then because it's a square knot, we're going to do it one more time on the opposite side. We're going to take our left cord and make a 4 that way, a backwards 4, taking our right cord, making a backwards 4, taking our left cord under this time, and then looping through on both sides. Then you're just going to pull those and secure those right to the top. And now that I've completed that second row, you're going to make sure that you take 2 cords on either side and pull those to the side. So we now have a total of 4 cords. And then we have enough strings to do 3 square knots on the third row. So we're going to continue with that pattern of square knots, tying your square knots in groupings of 4 cords, and then once you're done with a row, setting 2 aside. And we're going to again have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once we get to the end, you'll have 1 single square knot, and we will just continue that pattern and meet back there. Yeah? Sounds good. Very nice. Okay, now that we have the center portion of our banner done, if you were with us with the coaster, you learned the double half hitch knots. And that's how we're going to close off the banner. Ooh. And if you did the coaster, you're already a pro at those, right? You did a lot of them. And we're going to...
I love a repeat skill.
Yes, especially a knot that you can continue to use. We're going to pick up on this left side The top cord is now gonna act as your holding cord. We're gonna place that over top and we're gonna tie each of these strands to our holding cord using the double half hitch knot. So we're gonna hold that and we're gonna wrap this cord around it and then just pull that all the way to the top. And because it's a double half hitch knot, we're doing that twice. And we're gonna work our way all the way down the side of the banner. And you can see in this finished product what that looks like, giving it slightly, or just giving it a border.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's wrapped.
Like it's finished, right? Yeah.
Yay, this is so fun.
It's so cute. This is one of those projects that you see and you're like, there's no way I can do that, right? Like, doesn't this look so daunting?
Yeah.
But it is just gorgeous. And it looks so detailed. But yeah, it is beautiful.
It looks like so much. I mean, as a crocheter and a knitter, I'm looking at those thinking about everything I'm going to have to do to make those stitches, but it's just not.
Yeah, and it's super repetitive, so very beginner friendly.
Go ahead. I'm just watching you because my brain did a thing. No, I'm good.
And then once you reach that bottom, we're going to do the same thing on the right side, coming up to the top, that top strand acting as your holding cord and wrapping all of these strands around.
Love it. Oh, Emma, this is great. A whole new way to use all my stash yarn.
Yeah. It looks so beautiful too. And then for the other 4 triangles, this banner, for the pattern I wrote, it has 5 triangles. You're gonna space them all about 1.5 inches, 2 inches apart, and then repeat this whole process. You can rewind the video and make all of them with us if you want, or if you got it down, just go ahead on your own, but there's gonna be a total of 5.
So once you finish this one, you would just readjust the cord, tape it back down, start your next triangle.
Yep, start with those 10 strands again.
This project makes sense in Sarah's brain. I hope it makes sense in your brain.
It does. Once we've reached the end, I'm just gonna glance at this, which side looks a tad longer. This one looks a tad longer, so I'm gonna use my left holding cord and just tie the right one to that, and that's gonna close off the bottom and create a V shape.
Look at that.
There we have it. And then the end is the fun part. We're gonna go ahead and trim them and brush them out, giving us the perfect little macrame fringe.
Yeah, so for the fringe, we did go over that in episode 1. In the coaster, you definitely want to have a brush for the fringe. Yeah. You don't want to have to pull that all apart by hand.
Yeah.
Emma, thank you so much. Oh, wait, did you have something else?
I was just going to say, or a child in trouble. You could just have them sit and unbraid your fringe. Just kidding. I love my children. All right. Anywho's.
That is our bunting. That is the banner. It is so cute. It adds such a great pop of color. We do have really good colors of the cotton cord that you can pick up in a kit. And then if you want to make it again, grab another roll of cord. Again, the kit has enough of the cording to make all 3 of the projects in this series. So we've made that nice and easy for you. Thanks so much for joining us for the banner. Thank you for walking us through all the steps in this, Emma. And you want to make sure that you come back for episode 3 where we are going to make
the macrame plant hanger.
So excited.
It's nostalgic. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have fun in the meantime. We will see you in the next episode.
Happy macrame.